and they just decided, okay, we're not going to be an Anglican church anymore. We're going to be a congregational church, and the Congregationalists welcomed him. Let's see. So more and more ministers in the Boston area started being what they called unsound on the Trinity. And one of those was William Ellery Channing. And in 1819, he delivered what's now called the Baltimore Sermon, which is kind of the kickoff of modern Unitarianism, or at least maybe of 19th century Unitarianism. He not only said that, he not only disputed the Trinity and talked about the unity, he also said we should not be terrified of God. God is a warm being, and we should embrace God. In fact, we should try to be like God. Now, and again, here's another big break from in the past, because the Congregationalist tradition was God is perfect, we're terrible, we can't try to be like God. That would be ridiculous. We're just trying to get through life, sinning as little as possible. At that point, the Congregationalists could not stick together anymore. We had some people saying God is to be dreaded, and God is part of the Trinity, and we must walk around in fear all the time. And the other people saying God is warm, God embraces us, and we should try to be like God. So at that point, there started being a real schism within the Congregationalists. We're talking about 1820 to 1830. And in Dedham, the traditionalists walked out. They said we can't stand this. We got to have our own church. But we started this church. It should be ours. And so they sued the other group, the progressives, and the suit went all the way up to the Supreme Judicial Court of Massachusetts, trying to decide who gets to keep the church, who gets to keep the silver. Right? Okay, but guess who's on the Supreme Court? Supreme Judicial Court? All Unitarians. All Unitarians. So shockingly, they decided that the Unitarians should get the building. And so, especially all over Boston now, we'll see this. I see this where I live in Arlington, many other places. You'll see two churches side by side, the Unitarian and the Congregationalist. And that's because the Congregationalists walked out, and typically the Unitarians have the better real estate because they won that case. They got to keep the original building.